steps, right? So till then, whatever problems are possible, that will solve, right? So good afternoon and welcome to yet another online tutorial on microwaves and antennas. So we are in module 1 and we have been discussing about transmission lines. So in last session, we finished discussing about reflection coefficient and transmission coefficient. So in this session, what we'll do is we'll try to solve some problems from the topics which we have learned so far. So after this topic, these topics, we do have actually what two more topics in transmission line. Transmission line, that is, one is voltage standing wave ratio and other one is Smith chart, right? Smith chart. So before I discuss the Smith chart, I may have to discuss a little bit of line and load impedance. So maybe we'll do that also, right? So before we move ahead with that, we'll solve some problems which we have learned so far. So till transmission coefficient. So if you see the question paper pattern, right? So from first module, whatever topics we have learned so far, all the questions were asked, right? So it may be either to define some parameters or else derive something, right? Or else it can be a numerical problem. So first module, it is a very easy to score module, so you can completely score marks. So it can be derivations which you have learned so far, or else it can be some problems to solve today, right? So so today I'll be solving problems which are there in your prescribed textbook, that is Microwave Devices and Circuits, third edition by Samuel Y. Liao, right? So we'll be solving problem, and I'll also make some of the solved out examples available in Canva so that you can try it out. So, but more or less the problems are very simple, but only one thing which you should be comfortable with is use of calculator. Right? Why? Because most of the quantities which are involved in this are complex quantities, so you should be comfortable with the use of calculator. So and also yeah, so CRs, please do uh, keep in mind, if at all I'm getting muted or I'm getting disconnected, please do let me know. Right. Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll start. Right. We'll start with the problems. So yesterday I had asked you to find what are the range of values that transmission line can take and all that. We'll maybe take up later. So today, right. Now I'll just tell the problem. I won't write the complete problem here, but only the required parameters I'll write here. Right. So the first problem is its own actually what characteristic impedance and propagation constant. Right. So the first problem is, please do take it down along with me itself. Right. I hope all of you have a calculator with you, right? A scientific calculator. Why? Because the problems involve complex numbers and complex division, multiplication, finding square root of a complex number, all those steps. So you may need a calculator, and you should know how to deal with complex numbers using calculator, right? That is the only requirement, right? Apart from that, the problems will be quite straightforward and simple, right? So may I please raise hand, right? If those who have calculator can raise your hands, right? I asked in last class itself, you should be ready with calculator, right? If no one is having calculator, maybe I think I'll cancel this session. Okay, at least some of you have calculators, right? So fine, so we can put your hands down, right? We'll start with the session, right? So, and those question is, a transmission line has the following parameters. A transmission line has the following parameters. Is given R is equal to 2 ohm per meter, right? And G is equal to 0.5 milli mho per meter, or it can also be written as milli mho per meter, anything, right? So G is 0.5 milli mho per meter, and L is 8 nano henry per meter, 8 nano henry per meter, and C is 0.23 picofarad, 0.23 picofarad, right? And also it is given the frequency of the signal which is being transmitted through the transmission line. It is 1
Sir, you're not audible, sir. Excuse me, sir.
So, sorry, propagation constant, right, and alpha, beta,
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, you're not audible.
characteristic impedance. Right.
Sir,
These
you're
are the
not
things you have to
audible, sir.
find out.
Sir, I think you're not audible.
Is it 1 second? Now am I audible? Am I audible now? Can anyone give me a feedback? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, but your voice is breaking, sir.
1 second. Now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Just correct that. Yeah. What about now? Audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Right. So the question is the following parameters of a transmission line are given. Right. R, L, G, and C. They are actually what primary distributed parameter or primary constants of a transmission line. Right. And frequency is given. You are asked to find gamma, alpha, beta, and z naught. Gamma is propagation constant, alpha is attenuation constant, beta is phase constant, and z naught is characteristic impedance. This is a question, right? So, right, it's quite straightforward, right? So we know gamma, alpha, beta, how they are defined. So if you know that, so I think all of you have taken down these values. Please do take down these values. I'm just scrolling down. I hope all of you have taken it down. 2 ohm per meter, zero point 0.5 millimho per meter, 8 nanohenry per meter, and 0.23 picofarad per meter. Also, frequency is 1 gigahertz. Right. So now we have to find gamma. Right. So first one is finding gamma. So gamma is equal to root of zy. So we have studied it. Right. So this we have studied it. Right. So it is root of zy. And what actually is this z? Z is nothing but what? R plus j omega L, and Y is G plus j omega C. Right. But so R, L, G, and C are given. And what will be omega? Omega will be nothing but what? 2 pi F. So if you can find these, right, then you can directly substitute here and get the answer. That's it. Set. So Z is, we'll try to find out what is Z. Z is R plus j omega L. Can anyone tell me what is R? R is 2, right, plus j times omega is 2 pi times f is 1 gigahertz. That is actually what? 10 power 9, right, into L is 8 nanohenry per meter. So it is into 8 into 10 power minus 9. So this is Z, right? This is Z. So if I simplify it, it is actually what? 2 plus this 10 power 9 and 10 power minus 9 will get cancelled, right? So 2 plus
Sorry to
j
interrupt, sir.
16 pi, right? 2 plus j.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, voice is breaking. 1 second. Right. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Please feel free to interrupt. Okay. Right. No problem. Yeah. So z is equal to 2 plus j 16 pi. So we got z is equal to 2 plus j 16 pi. Similarly, I should find out what is y. Right. Can you just do that? Can anyone please find out y? What is y? Y will be, capital Y is G plus J omega C, where G is 0.5 millimole per meter. So it is 0.5 millimole. So 0.5 into 10 power minus 3, right? Plus J 2 pi into 10 power 9, 2 pi F into C is 0.23 picofarad. Picofarad is 10 power. Can anyone help me out? 0.23 picofarad. Is it 10 power minus 12? Whether picofarad is 10 power minus 12? Yes. Yeah. I think someone is typing it in. Yeah. So now please help me simplify this. So it is 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 plus j into. So if you simplify this, what you will get? Can anyone help me out? If you simplify this, so 10 power minus 12, so there will be 10 power minus 3 and 2 pi into 0.23. What is 2 pi into 0.23? Those who have calculator, please do calculate and unmute yourself and tell. Right? Why? Because I'm in a different page. If you type in, I may not be able to see. Right. So please. Yeah. Or else you type it in. I just came to this particular window. Right. 2 pi into 0.23. What is that exact value I need? Yes, please. That is 0.46 pi. 0.46 pi. Or else I'll write 0.46 pi itself. Right. 0.46 pi into 10 power minus 3 into 10 power minus 3. Right. Now we have z and we have y. Now, can you just try and compute what is gamma? Gamma is root of zy, that is equal to root of, right, root of 2 plus j 16 pi into 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 plus j 0.46 pi into 10 power minus 3. Right. So can anyone please calculate this and let me know? Right. So those who have calculator, please do calculate and let me know. So I don't have a calculator. Right. So please do calculate, and it's okay. Pratiksha has typed it as 1.445. Right. So thank you. Right. I'll just, so this 0.46 pi is nothing but what? 1.445. Right. So now please do compute this. What is gamma? Right. So the result which I should obtain is 1 plus j 0.273. 273. This is in Cartesian. If it is in polar, it will be 0.2774 angle 79.31 degree. So just let me know whether you are getting this answer. Right. So this writing the step, right, substituting, it's not a big deal, but calculating it using calculator, it will give you a trouble. Right. At times, if you are trying to calculate this, right, is it throwing some error? So please do let me know whether this calculation, when you are trying to calculate this, when you put it in complex mode, and when you are trying to find square root of, right, a plus ib plus c plus id, is it showing some error? So try to compute that, and please do let me know if it is throwing some error. Right. Then if error is there, then we'll go ahead and rectify that. Then if error is not there, right, I want you to tell me the answer which I have written is correct or not. Yeah, please do type in. Please do try. All of you should try. Right, I may randomly call someone and ask to show your notes and even actually what calculations in your calculator. Right, so please do try it out and do type in the answer. Right, so the options I've given, whatever I've written is correct, or when I'm trying to calculate it using calculator, it is showing some error, or whatever I've written is wrong. Anyone is trying? Anyone is trying it out with calculator? Yeah, maybe I should give you some time to try it out. Right, and knowing how to use calculator is very, very important here. Right, it's not right. The problems are very straightforward. Right, if you know the definition of certain things, you can solve it. But how to find the answer? Why it's a complete silence? I'm not getting any response. Are you able to do it? Right. If your calculator is throwing an error, please do report here. Right. Maybe we'll try to rectify that. Any response yet? Getting error. Anyone else is getting error? Srijan, if you can unmute and tell what error it is showing, calculator. What did you try and what math error it is showing, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Math error. While doing
Math
query.
error. Math error. So all of you are getting error. It's very strange, right? And even I predicted some error, right? So what happens is, I'll tell you, right? The reason for that error is, right, for that we should, right, so now that we are getting an error, we should know why this error. For that, we should see some of the very basic prerequisites, right, about complex numbers, right? So one first and foremost thing which you should actually what remember about complex number is, a complex number can be written in a rectangular form, right? Rectangular form as actually what, a plus ib, or in polar form, or in polar form. Polar is actually what, r angle theta, right? Where this r is nothing but what, r will be root of a square plus b square, that is square root of real part square plus imaginary part square, and theta will be tan inverse of b by a. You all know this, right? You all know this. And similarly, a will be actually what, r cos theta, and b will be r sine theta. So this is how you can interconvert from Cartesian to rectangular, so Cartesian to polar and polar to Cartesian, right? But my question is, when I should use this rectangular form and when I should use this polar form, right? So if you have to add, so first case you take, if you have to add two complex numbers, that is a plus ib plus c plus id, right? Instead of j, I'm using I and j I may use interchangeably, right? So in our problems we have used j, right? So this will be actually what, this will be equal to a plus c plus I into, sorry, b plus d, right? So to add, you should write it in rectangular form, right? So the result will be actually what, real part, sum of real part plus I times sum of imaginary parts. If it is to add, right, you can straight away, you can write it in rectangular form, right? But my next question is, if you have to multiply, you have to divide, if you have to find square root, or if you have to find inverse, right, in which form you have to write, right? So if it is multiplication, right, multiplication, right, division, right, square root, right, inverse, or nth power, or whatever, right, which is actually what, which will be recursive multiplications, right, which will be recursive multiplications or divisions, right, then sorry, you have to use polar form. For instance, multiplication, if you multiply two numbers, r1 angle theta 1 into r2 angle theta 2, what will be the resultant? Can anyone tell me? Please unmute and tell. I won't be able to see if you type it in chat window. Right, what will be the resultant? So magnitude of the resultant will be actually what? Product of the magnitudes, r1 into r2, and angle will be sum, theta 1 plus theta 2. So you have already studied this, but right, I'm just recollecting. And if it is division, r1 angle theta 1 divided by r2 angle theta 2. So again here the same, the magnitude will be r1 by r2, but angle will be, can anyone tell me what will be angle? Please unmute and tell someone if it is minus. Yes, Sherwin typed it correct. So theta 1 minus theta 2, right? Okay. And similarly, if it is square root, so in the expression which you have used, there was a multiplication and a square root, right? So what will be square root of r angle theta? Square root of r angle theta, the magnitude will be square root of magnitude, and phase will be theta by 2, right? So in fact, if it is nth root, right, nth root of r angle theta, it will be nth root of magnitude angle theta by n, or else r angle theta to the power n, it will be actually what? R power n and angle theta n times theta, right, n times theta, or right. So this is what, so here we have a, right, in our expression we had a square root. So if square root is there, if you write in Cartesian form, at times the calculator is not programmed to actually what, take that, right? That's why it's showing error. So what we should do is, right, if there is multiplication, division, or square root involved, so at times multiplication and division, some calculators may take multiplication and division in a Cartesian form, it may take, right? But if there is a square root or nth power, it may throw some error. So that's why it's always a good practice, right? If there is a multiplication, division, or square root or anything involved, what you should do is you should convert it into polar form. So, and one more thing I wanted to, what about actually what 1 by r angle theta, inverse of this? So this 1 by r angle theta is nothing but what? 1 angle 0 divided by r angle theta. So it actually what becomes a division. So division, the magnitude will be 1 by r, right, and angle will be 0 minus theta. So that is minus theta, right? So magnitude is 1 by r, and so these things, right, you should be comfortable with these things, especially when we are dealing with Smith chart and all. So these ideas are required. So anyone has any doubt in this, or did I tell any mistake, right? If I tell any mistake, please do correct me, right? Is it okay with whatever the basics? You already know this, but I just made you recollect these things, right? Are you comfortable with these things? I hope so, right? So what I'll do is I'll just continue. So now what I have to do is this z and y what we got, right? The z and y what we got, I should convert it into polar. So please do help me out in that. Next question is how to convert rectangular to polar, or a plus ib to r angle theta, right? How to do that in calculator, right? So if I don't have a calculator now, right, if it was in class, actually what I would have walked around, right, come near everyone and I would have asked, but now, right, I do not have a calculator, right? So those who have calculator, please do help me out in this, right? So if anyone can tell me, right? Savan, do you have a calculator?
Yes, sir.
So can you please help me out how to convert Cartesian to polar in calculator? Suppose I have a plus iv, how to convert, not manually, not actually what as root of a square plus b square and tan inverse of b by a.
Sir,
So there is a, yeah.
there is a command, sir. I think shift plus. Like directly we can.
Like do you want to share your screen or on your video and show everyone?
No,
If
sir.
you-
They can understand. I guess.
Oh,
Shift
they may
plus.
be knowing, right? So maybe right. Please follow Savan's. You please give me instruction, right? Please give me instruction. I'll just write it down. So those who don't know or those who forgot can just follow Savan's instructions, right? Savan, please tell me. It is I'll just write rectangular to polar, right?
Yes,
Rectangular to polar, yeah. So
sir.
it is
Above plus key, addition plus key. There is a. They have written POL polar.
So
So
it is
directly
shift-
using shift that key, shift plus that add key,
shift
addition
plus add, right? This key.
Those, then we have to write like here 2 and 16, 2 comma 16.
Right, A and B, right? A comma B,
Yeah,
right?
A comma
Right,
B.
A comma B, right? Then
That's it. Close
Then-
that comma, close that bracket and equal to.
equal to we should press.
We'll get R and theta. R
So
equal to.
We'll get okay,
R,
okay. So we'll get R equal to and theta equal to we'll get. So you can note it down, right? And find the answer. So please do help me out. So what was Z in this case, Savan? You please tell me that as well. Z was
Z was
2 plus
J16 pi.
J16 pi. And now what is it in polar form in R angle theta?
R 50.305.
50 point, can I write 50.31? Would that be fine?
Yes, sir.
50.31 angle.
And theta
I need in degrees.
87.72.
87.72 degree. Right. So that is Z. Z is 2 plus J16 pi. That is 50.31 angle 87.72. Right. And what about Y? Can you please help me out with that as well?
Yes, Y,
Y-
0.5 into 10 to the power minus.
Yeah. Okay. That I'm not writing the Cartesian form. Please do help me with the polar form of that.
Yes,
Or
sir,
else
one
I'll
minute,
tell,
I'll
please verify this. I'll tell, please verify that. Right.
Okay.
Is it 15.29? Magnitude is 15.29.
Wait, sir, 1 minute.
15.29. I'll just write it down here. 15.29
Okay.
into 10 power minus 4. Angle 70.91 degree. Please verify this. Right. Those who have calculator, please do verify this.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Right, sir.
This is correct, right? So these
Correct,
two
sir.
are correct. It's verified. Okay, fine. Thank you, Savan. Right. I'll trouble you again as I now that I understood you have a calculator. Right.
Okay, sir, fine.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. So we have Z and Y. Now what we have to find is gamma. Gamma is nothing but what root of ZY. So please do find this. It is equal to root of 50.31 angle 87.72 degree into 15.29 into 10 power minus 4 angle 70.91 degree. Right. So please do find it out now. So it's actually what product of two complex numbers and after that square root. Right. If your calculator allows to do this as such, you can do that, or else find the product, and you know how to find the product and find square root of that. Right. Anything? So I'll write down the answer here. Please verify whether we are getting the same answer. Right. 1 second. Right. The answer would be, I'll just write it down here. In polar form, it should be 0.2774 angle 79.31 degree, and in Cartesian form it would be 0.051 plus j 0.273. Please verify whether we are getting this gamma. This is in polar form and this is in Cartesian form, right? Please do verify. If you want, you can even type it in chat window, not a problem. I'll just switch to chat window. Right, whether, right, I would like to know whether all are able to do this. Right, I hope all of you may be having a calculator. Why? Because you have to use it for exam, so you will be having a calculator, and you will be knowing this. Simply, I am actually making it a fuss. Right? Why? Because if it would have been me, I would never have practiced. Right? So I might have told you, I don't know, in my UG. Right? So for exams, what I'll do is I'll get calculator from someone, either from juniors or seniors or someone. I'll get calculator, and I'll go there and. Right. Unfortunately, I never used to know how to use calculator. If it was to find 2 power 8, right, I actually swear I did 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into. I had to do that. Right. So, Savan, okay, it's correct in polar form. So in Cartesian form, can you please verify it? In Cartesian form, can you please verify? Right, so all of you should practice. Actually, problems will be very easy and straightforward. The only thing which you have to do is using calculator. Otherwise, you will have to simply write the conversions. Right, all those things you will have to do. It may take time. So if calculator is there, it's right, just a left-hand game. Right. So please do verify the answers. I request everyone to take it down along with me itself, right? While as and when we are solving problem, please do take part in this discussion and do write in your notebook, right? So please do remember your notebook is an assignment, right? I don't want it to be perfectly neat. You draw boxes with scale. That I'm not expecting. If you're doing that, right, that is really great. If you're able to do that, but just if you are able to put down the points of our discussion in your notebook, that would be more than sufficient, and you should be able to read it, right? It should not be just for the sake of writing, and you should be able to read it, and it should be helpful to you. And in Cartesian form, can anyone verify it in Cartesian form? In Cartesian form, okay, so maybe you can verify it later. So it's actually correct in if a Cartesian form as well, right? So my next question is, what is alpha and what is beta? So this is a fastest finger question. So whoever types the answer for alpha and beta in one line and sends me first, right, they'll be very heavily appreciated, right? So what is alpha and beta? I hope you got my question, right? So now that we have gamma, my question is, what is alpha and what is beta? Whoever gives the answer first, right, they'll be right. What, am I audible? First of all, why all are silent?
Sir, you're audible.
Yeah. So now the question is, what is alpha and what is beta? Right, no answer. Right, I'll wait till I'll get answer. What is alpha? What is beta? Right. So you can type values of alpha and beta separated by comma, right? Alpha, comma, beta. You can just type in. All of you, right? It is actually what a fastest finger question. Please do respond. Try to find alpha and beta. Chocolate, like, right. Beta is 0.269. So Pratiksha is telling beta is imaginary part of gamma. Excellent. Yeah. Then what is alpha? I need the values of alpha and beta separated by a comma in a single line in chat window. Right. All of you are able to see my screen. So this is gamma. Gamma's Cartesian form is this. 0.051 plus j 0.273. Right. So now what is alpha? What is beta? I just need values. Right. Don't have to give me definition. Please do type in. Fast. I'll give 20 seconds or else I'll only type in. Yes, it's 0.051 and 0.273. Right. Thank you. Right. So what happens is this is gamma and real part of gamma is actually what alpha and imaginary part is beta. So you can see real part is nothing but what? This is real part. 0.051 is real part and 0.273 is imaginary part. So we got alpha and beta. So alpha is 0.051 and beta is 0.273. And my next question is, what is unit of alpha? So unit of alpha is Napier per meter and unit of beta is radians per meter. Right. So please do remember that as well. So please write units as well for your exams. So at times they may reduce actually what half marks and not for not writing units. Right. So please do write units also. So that is about alpha and beta. Now next question is how to find this z naught. Right. Z naught is root of z by y. Right. Root of z by y. So please do find that. What is z naught? Please do find root of z by y. Z naught. That is actually what? Root of 50.31, right? 50.31 angle 87.72 degree divided by 15.29 angle 15.29 10 power minus 4 is there, sorry, into 10 power minus 4 is there, I missed it, into angle 70.91 degree. Right. So please do find this. What is this? So I'll write the answers. Please do verify. You should get 181.39 angle 8.4 degree, and in Cartesian form that is nothing but 179.44 plus j 26.50. So this should be the value of z naught. So this is actually in ohm. So please verify this. Please verify this. Right. Again, I'll just wait for your response in chat window and whether the answer which I have written is correct or not. All of you should try, right? This is a sure question almost. Either one problem of this kind or one problem from this impedance matching is sure, right? You will get a problem. Right. It's very easy, very straightforward. Only thing is you should know how to use calculator. Right. Yeah, so please do verify it. So I think this answer is correct. Right. This answer is correct. So please verify it. Are you getting this? Right. At times what I'll do is just to test you people, I may write a wrong answer and I'll tell to verify. Right. If someone is telling it's true simply, right, they'll get caught. So please do verify. Right, I have such bad habits. Yes, 181.8.405. Yeah, okay. Then in rectangular form, I think it should be same. And at times in exam they may either ask only to what, find magnitude of z naught or magnitude of gamma. Then you should write only this r, right? R alone is the magnitude, right? This is the magnitude, right? Okay, fine. So that is the first question. So it's very simple. It's only about actually how to use calculator. So we'll move on to the next question, right? This again, it's a question from reflection coefficient and transmission coefficient. So please do take it down along with me, right? So from these two questions, one question you can expect for sure in exam, university exam. Either these two, or I'll tell one more problem, that, right, that kind of problems. I don't agree the same value, but this kind of problems are for sure, right? You should know how to use calculator, right? So please take down the next question again from the prescribed textbook, right? This problem is about reflection coefficient and transmission coefficient, right? So please do take down a certain transmission line. A certain transmission line has a characteristic impedance of 75.j0.01 ohm. I'll write 75 plus j 0.01 ohm. Certain transmission line has a characteristic impedance of 75 plus j 0.01 ohm and is terminated in a load impedance of ZL is equal to 70 plus j 50 ohm. 70 plus j 50 ohm. So a certain transmission line has a characteristic impedance given by Z 75 plus j 0.01 ohm and is terminated at a load impedance ZL is equal to 70 plus j 50 ohm, right? 70 plus j 50 ohm. Now the question is to compute a reflection coefficient at the load end. So you should compute reflection coefficient at the load end. B, transmission coefficient. And C, you should verify the power relation. T square is equal to ZL by Z naught into 1 minus gamma L square. So you should verify the power relation. So these are the three parts of this problem. First one, to find gamma L. Gamma L is actually what? Reflection coefficient at the load end. So even if they don't specify reflection coefficient at load end, unless otherwise mentioned, you can find reflection coefficient at load end, right? So then transmission coefficient, and you should verify this expression, right? You should verify this power relation. That is, you should show LHS is equal to RHS, right? So this is what you have to find. So these are the three things, right? And one more thing, also show the transmission coefficient equals the algebraic sum of 1 plus the reflection coefficient. Also show T is equal to 1 plus gamma L. Also show T is equal to 1 plus gamma L. Right. So these are the questions. Right. So I'll just give you the steps. You have to solve it on your own. So first, how to find gamma L in terms of ZL and Z naught. You know it is ZL minus Z naught divided by ZL plus Z naught. ZL and Z naught are given. Substitute and get the answer. So you should get gamma L to be equal to, right? I'll give you the answer. Please do verify it. Right. Point. Most of the time I'll give wrong answer. So when you verify, you should find it should be wrong. Right. So 0.33 angle 76.68 degree, and in Cartesian it is 0.08 plus j 0.32. Right. So this is gamma L, and you can find be T as actually what? 2 ZL divided by ZL plus Z naught. 2 ZL divided by ZL plus Z naught. And you should also be able to prove this is equal to actually what? 1 plus gamma, and that is equal to 1 plus 0.08 plus J 0.32, right? That is 1.08 plus J 0.32. So this is transmission coefficient. So question number B and question number D, you can take it up at a stretch, right? So you will get 2 ZL by ZL plus Z naught. That will be 1.08 plus J 0.32, and you can show that is equal to what? 1 plus gamma L. So that, and question number C is you should verify T square is equal to ZL by Z naught into 1 minus gamma square, or 1 minus gamma L square. So first what you do, you find T square, right? Then find ZL by Z naught 1 minus gamma L square. Show that LHS is equal to RHS. So I am giving it as actually a homework for you to practice, right? And if you have any doubt in this problem, right, you can always refer example 3.2.1 in our textbook, right? Example 3.2.1 in our textbook. So those who have doubt can refer that. It's a sold out example in textbook, right? So it's a textbook is made available in Canvas, right? Textbook is made available in Canvas, so you can refer to that, right? You can refer to that. But answers I've given. Answers have already given. So please do verify. So it's very straightforward, right? Expressions and all, right? We know we derived it, and we do remember. These are very easy expressions to remember. Don't have a gut feeling that you are by hearting. So by default, even if I don't want to actually what by heart, I'll remember these expressions, right? And you can directly use that, right? Okay, right. So these two problems I just wanted to solve today, right? Any doubt in these two problems, right? So you can expect, and I'll post. Savan, what is that 3.2.1? That example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah, 3.2.1. Yeah. So what I'll do is, apart from these two, I'll post some more sold out examples, right, in Canvas, and I'll take those examples from a local author textbook. That is actually what Microwaves and Radars by K. Giridhar, right? So in this we do have many sold out examples. So for microwave part, you can use this textbook also. So in this they have given, right, but at times at some places actually what approaches will differ, right? For instance, we have expressed the solution of transmission line equation as complex exponentials, right? So instead of that, in this textbook, the local author textbook which I referred, they have used hyperbolic cosine and hyperbolic trigonometric functions, right? But both it can be used interchangeably, right? So but for us, right, the notations and approaches used, you try to follow the one which is there in our prescribed textbook, and that the one which I use here, right? And for problems we'll be using other textbooks as well, right? So I'll post it, right? I'll post the sold out examples in Canvas. You can refer to that. So right, all the examples are more or less like this. All are quite straightforward, but only thing is you should know how to use calculator. That's it. So with that, maybe part 1 of this problem solving session of module 1, I'll stop here, right? So after we finish voltage standing wave ratio and Smith chart, we'll have one more session on problem solving, right? That will take it up later. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, please do type in your USN in chat window and you can leave the meet, right? Thank you so much. Right, any doubt, please feel free to ask. Right, how do you, these problems are easy, right? Very easy problems. You may get these problems for 6 marks, 7 marks, and at times even for actually what 8 marks and all, 8 marks, 9 marks and all. So these problems are, I think problems are really easy. Yeah. So first module, it is actually what very easy module for you to score, right? You may even score full marks. in first module. Right. So with that, I'll just stop recording. Right. Please do type in your